Okay, so I've read a lot of fantasy romances involving saints, primarily transmigration manga and manhwas, and usually in those stories when the main character is tossed aside for another saintess, for the most part we're supposed to dislike that character. In this one, the too perfect saint tossed aside by my fiance and sold to another kingdom. This is one of the few, maybe only one that has that plot where I actually like that character a bit more than the main character. I won't get into that right now, but just know this is a good story with good characters. Anyway, Too Perfect Saint. This is still an ongoing series with over 30 chapters currently. I've read every single one, and 4 volumes are available for purchase. There is also a light novel. A few volumes are available for purchase as well, and that is also still ongoing. This past spring, an anime of the series was also released, 12 episodes total for the first season, and as far as I can tell, there is not a second season planned, but it is still early. The first season just ended. In all honesty, as much as I really did like these 30 plus chapters, which I do believe covers the first volume of the light novel and the 12 episodes of the anime, it did conclude in a satisfying way after a very satisfying arc. After reading the synopsis of the next couple light novels, I'm honestly sitting here thinking, are these situations actually necessary? Now, it is nice to have the romance progress into the engagement, and I think one of them even has the wedding, but the obstacles didn't really interest me, and this first arc was quite a large battle to overcome. The next ones just don't seem like they'll be as good. Of course, that's just an observation after reading the manga and the descriptions for those light novels. I have no actual basis to believe they are actually bad. I do wish they had an audiobook option. I've got like 10 Audible credits just sitting there waiting to be used, so I would have used them on this. Anyway, so what's this about? The title pretty much says the setup, but we have the main character here who is a saint of one kingdom, and she is seen to be one of the strongest saints, but to some, she is just seen as too perfect. This leads to her fiancé, the second prince, calling off their engagement and sending her to a neighboring kingdom that recently lost their saint. The issues that people have with her are, one, that she doesn't have this approachable demeanor. Saints are supposed to be these bright, cheerful beings, but the main character barely smiles, so it makes people feel a certain way about her. The second thing is that she is seen as too perfect. She's too good at her job, and it makes people feel that it interferes with their jobs. It's all very misguided, but a large reason why they feel this way is due to the main character's younger sister, who is also a saint. She embodies what people believe or really want a saint to be, even though the main character is handling everything. Still, the prince and the parents all prefer and value the younger sister over her. Even with all this mistreatment, the main character doesn't fully understand how bad she's been treated, but once she is in the new kingdom, she is treated so much better and starts to realize just how bad it really was. Now, she's not dumb. She knew it wasn't great how people treated her. She just didn't realize the full extent and in some ways believed it was how it's supposed to be for her. She was fully aware of people's preference for her sister, and she really didn't blame them. She loves her sister, and when she is sent to the other kingdom, her biggest worry and concern was for her sister. There was even a point where the main character told one of her supporters, who was keeping communication with her sister for her, if she wasn't able to stop the coming disaster, grab her sister and bring her to her. As for her sister, I loved her, and trust me, when we first meet her, I did not expect to like her at all. I was like, okay, here's the typical airheaded sister, but I was very wrong with that. There were moments when we would go back and forth between what's going on with the main character and what's going on with her sister, and sometimes I would actually prefer to stay with the sister's story. She was just such a good character. She loves her sister, looked up to her, so when her sister leaves without a word, she knows that things are not right. Everyone is telling her that her sister just left on her own, but she is like, no, she wouldn't do that. At minimum, she would have spoken to me saint to saint on what I need to do. She doesn't let it go either. She is determined. She knows something isn't right. People are basically not even wanting her to act as a saint, and she's just like, no, this is all suspicious. What's more, the prince, the same prince that was engaged to her sister, proposes to her and she is just disgusted by it. She's smart about it too, not letting that be known and instead plays along with him. Now, she certainly does have her faults. She was naive and she realizes that a bit later than what would actually be really good. She didn't focus seriously on her training and she didn't really grasp how bad things really were, mostly because her sister handled everything. It's actually seeing her sister in action that drove her to start taking the saint duties more seriously. As you can probably tell, I genuinely love this character. This is one of the few manga fantasy stories out there where I like the main character and their quote-unquote replacement. There have been other stories that still have a good dynamic between these characters, but in those, I still only like the main character. I will say though, I know the main character ends up engaged eventually, which I am happy about, but her sister better end up with the first prince. They were so cute together. Their romance was actually better than the main one to me. You really feel them grow closer, and seeing them support and defend each other just felt deserved and earned. I would read a light novel of just their side. Man, I really love these characters. In all honesty though, the fact that I love these characters and their story more than the main one does give me pause for the following arcs. I will be checking out the anime eventually. I'm not sure when just yet. I am starting to get sick, my baby's sick, so I don't know when I'll have time. Absolutely would recommend this series though. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. I think I gushed enough about this manga. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Bean. Check out the description for links to this model and any images used. Okay, bye.